What's up, folks? We're here at the Chrysler store today taking a look at the all-new Dodge Hornet. Now, this one's got a lot of buzz here at the store because we're really excited to show you what this new model looks like. So this is the 2023 Dodge Hornet GT Plus all-wheel drive. This kind of sits comfortably in the middle of the lineup. This one's sporting the 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's going to get about 265 horsepower and about 295 pound-feet of torque. This also has the 9-speed transmission. That engine's actually going to be really peppy for this car. It's kind of sitting in that crossover market, so it's not going to be too terribly heavy, and I'm telling you what, it actually drives a lot quicker than you would expect. It's got a really sporty front clip here, got your dual hood vents, as well as coming down the side you can see your Hornet badge here on this side. A lot of the design cues are furthering this Hornet logo. They're saying that these windows were designed to look like wings, and I'm kind of seeing it here. This one's going to sticker for around $37,900, but it's pretty well equipped. It does have a power liftgate with a built-in privacy kind of cover here so that people aren't necessarily taking a look at what you've got in the back. It's going to be nice for some of those larger metro areas. It's also really cool because you've got a pass-through here in the middle so that any larger objects that you're going to need to be able to take up kind of the length of this vehicle, you're not having to put these seats down to get all the way into the vehicle. As well as you've got plenty of storage back here and some hidden storage underneath. You've actually got the ability to lock this up so that you can hands-free take a look at the interior. There isn't a rear tire in this one, but you do get an included flat kit, as well as you do have a 12-volt here in the back for any charging that you might need to do. So this color is blue steel. It's paired with this black leather interior. You've got power seats on both sides on the front. You do have this 12.3-inch Uconnect 5 screen here in the middle. This is going to have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. One thing that's really interesting is your sound power button and volume is down here, which is kind of unintuitive compared to usually having it up here. But I think a lot of drivers actually tend to rest their hands down here at the bottom. So this might be a pretty comfortable place. But you tell us what you think about that down in the comments below. You've got an electronic parking brake. You can turn your park sensors on and off, as well as your electronic stability control. Of course, you do have your push to start and your auto stop start feature to be able to turn on and off, as well as you are going to have heated seats and ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel. Got built-in navigation, which this navigation is powered by TomTom. So a really reputable company doing a lot of the hard work for the navigation. It's actually pretty responsive, full touchscreen ability. You've even got the ability to zoom in, pinch to zoom. Lots of really good looks on this navigation system. We've really liked it so far. You've got a digital cluster behind the steering wheel, as well as you've got adaptive cruise here on the side. And since they're marketing this kind of as a sport SUV, you've got a dedicated sport mode button that makes this feel a lot more kind of like the hot hatches of old. And it really and honestly drives pretty similar to it. I'd be doing this vehicle a disservice if I didn't show you how it drives. We're gonna take this for a quick spin, but if you have any questions about it so far, let us know down in the comments below. As well as if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so down below and hit the notification bell. We've got a lot of new models coming in the CDJR lineup, and we're checking them out here on the channel. And if you didn't catch it, this does have a moonroof up here at the top. All right, so I'm gonna lay my phone down here on the wireless charging pad. As you can tell, it's a pretty good size. It's gonna hold most modern phones, but we're gonna take this for a quick test drive. This is gonna, again, have the 9-speed transmission with the 2.0 inline turbocharged 4-cylinder, which is the new Hurricane 4-cylinder that is in the FCA lineup. So right now we've got it in just regular drive mode. As we're going, we'll go ahead and switch it over into sport mode to see what discernible difference there really is. Again, this is an all-wheel drive. And it sounds pretty good, honestly. It does, again, have an all-digital dash back here, so it's going to give you information like your speed limit, which is going to help a lot in this vehicle because, again, it doesn't weigh a lot. It's got 265 horsepower, so it's going to be a little bit peppier in this category compared to other vehicles. And this is without putting it into sport mode. It sits up a little bit more than other vehicles in Dodge's lineup. It's, you know, a little bit higher than a Charger. Obviously, it's going to feel a lot bigger than a Challenger, so that's not really what this is kind of marketed towards. It's a lot smaller than a Durango or a Journey, and they're really going after those people who are looking for like a sporty SUV in a smaller package almost. So again, this is without the sport mode. And it drives good. It's really responsive, shifts pretty well. Obviously there is kind of a break-in period for most modern transmissions. You know, they kind of find how your driving habits work, and then they kind of match those driving habits. So whoever buys one of these is going to find that it will shift a little bit more in line with what they are thinking. It does, you know, handle pretty well. It's got tight suspension. Steering wheel's pretty tight. And of course, a lot of those are going to change now that we've got our sport mode selected. It's gonna kind of change your shift points, tighten up your steering maybe just a little bit, and give you maybe a little bit more in terms of an exhaust sound. This isn't a full featured drive mode change like you would expect in other Dodge models, but they've been doing this for a long time in terms of making, you know, fun, fast vehicles. So this is going to really draw on those kind of feelings from the other models. If you're in an area where, you know, you've got a little bit more activity and people watching a little bit closer, you're going to want to keep an eye on your speed, because it does not drive like the speed that it's going. pretty punchy. You know, I think people are gonna have a lot of fun with this new Hornet. Luckily, it does have available all-wheel drive like this one, so it's gonna give you a lot of traction. And so, yeah, there's a lot of buzz about these new vehicles. And you're really going to see a lot of people impressed with how they drive. So it's not surprising to see that Dodge kind of went with something that's exciting like this, as they are slowly transitioning away from their V8 models like the Charger, like the Challenger. You know, they're really gonna start playing with the turbocharged options in the Hurricane series. They've got an inline 6 that's pretty good. They've got this inline 4-cylinder that's obviously really impressive. So it'll be exciting to see what Dodge does as they kind of transition towards a quote-unquote more modern look for their ICE models. And of course, this is going to have a plug-in hybrid available, which is both exciting and going to provide a really interesting driving experience for people. So I'm impressed. I think this has a lot of power for its size, and I'm excited to see kind of what the future of it is. I know that Dodge has been really marketing this a lot, and I think it shows. I mean, this is going to be a fun vehicle for a lot of people, as well as it's in a really comfortable price point. Again, this is only $37,000, or $38,000 we'll call it. So once some incentives start getting out on these models, you'll really be able to see a lot more of them on the road, and Dodge will still stay in that area where they're making really fun vehicles to drive. So that's about all I've got for you today, folks. As we get more of these Hornets in, we will obviously take a closer look at them, especially if there is a different drivetrain option on them. We're really excited to see, you know, those plug-in hybrids and kind of what that future looks like for Dodge as they're finally starting to transition into that space. If you have any questions for us, let us know down in the comments below. We'd be happy to answer them. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so down below and hit that notification bell. We're going to take a lot more looks at these cars as they come in. That's all I've got for you today, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.